Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, In Cluespeak. I'm Anna, and here with me is the always charming James.
Hello. Anna, I have a very important question for you today. Are you tired of the same daily routine? Do you wish you had enough money to never work again? Well, today we are talking about dreams. Stay tuned, because later I'll tell you which superpower I choose to change my life forever.
Oh, what a hook, James. I'm already intrigued. But let's start with a classic British dream. Imagine this. You wake up, check your ticket, and you've won a massive prize on the national lottery. We're talking millions of pounds. Would you buy a posh house in London or a quiet cottage in the countryside?
Ooh, that's a tough one. A posh house in Mayfair sounds very big cheese, doesn't it? You'd be near the theatres and the best restaurants. But honestly, I think the city is too noisy for me. I think I'd prefer a quiet cottage in a place like the Cotswolds. Somewhere with a big fireplace, a stone floor, and a view of the green hills. What about you, Anna? A posh flat in Chelsea with a balcony?
Oh, what a lovely thought. I do love a bit of luxury, but I'm with you, James. London is very exciting for a weekend, but for real life? I'd buy a cottage by the sea in Cornwall. I'd spend my mornings walking on the beach and my afternoons reading books. It's important to have these big dreams because they give us energy for the future.
Absolutely. Winning the lottery is a dream come true moment. But even if we don't win millions, we can still have smaller wishes. Speaking of which, our childhood dreams are often very different from our adult ones.
You're right. Coming up next, we're going to look at what we wanted to be when we were kids. And let me tell you, James's dream was definitely not posh.
Right then, Anna. We've talked about millions of pounds and posh cottages, but let's go back in time. Let's talk about that little version of you years ago. When you were a child, did you want to be a famous footballer, a doctor, or perhaps even the Prime Minister?
The Prime Minister? Heavens, no! Can you imagine me at number 10 Downing Street? I think I'd spend all the budget on biscuits and tea for the country. That sounds like too much pressure for me. I prefer a quiet life, not being the big cheese of the UK.
A biscuit budget. I'd vote for you, Anna. But seriously, what was the dream?
Well, for a long time, I really wanted to be a doctor. I used to put bandages on my teddy bears and give them medicine, which was actually just orange juice. I wanted to help people and, of course, wear that very professional white coat. But then I realised that I'm actually quite scared of blood. So that dream changed very quickly. What about you, James? Were you dreaming of stadiums and glory?
Spot on. I wanted to be a famous footballer for England. I spent every single Saturday morning at the local park, covered in mud, trying to score goals. I could see the stadium lights in my head. I even practiced my famous player interview in the mirror.
Oh, James, that is adorable. So, what happened? Why aren't you playing for Manchester United right now?
Well, a few things. First, I wasn't actually very good. I spent more time falling over my own feet than actually kicking the ball. And second, as I got older, I realised I preferred talking about the game more than playing it in the rain. Dreams change, don't they? And that's perfectly normal.
It really is. Sometimes a childhood dream is just a way to explore who we are. You didn't become a footballer, but now you're a brilliant communicator here on our podcast. So, in a way, you're still performing for an audience.
That's a lovely way to look at it, Anna. But listeners, don't go anywhere, because in the next part, we are going to leave the mud of the football pitch behind and talk about something much more relaxing. dream holidays, and secret superpowers.
Let's move on to something that makes everyone smile. Holidays. James, we all need a break sometimes to recharge our batteries. Tell me, what is your dream holiday? Would you prefer a staycation in Cornwall or a trip to somewhere sunny like Spain?
Ooh, that's a tough one, Anna. A staycation, a holiday here in the UK, can be wonderful. I do love Cornwall. The beaches are stunning, even if the water is a bit refreshing, which is a polite British way of saying it's freezing. There is nothing better than a warm pasty and a cream tea after a long walk on the cliffs. It's simple and lovely.
I agree. Cornwall is magical. But sometimes, don't you just want a bit of proper sun?
You've caught me. Yes, I think I'd choose a trip to somewhere sunny like Spain. I dream of sitting in a little plaza, eating tapas, and not worrying about bringing an umbrella everywhere. It feels more like a real escape, doesn't it? What about you, Anna? Are you a staycation fan?
Spain for me, every time. I love the heat. And I absolutely love the afternoon naps, the siestas. It's the ultimate dream. But James, remember I mentioned a magic wand earlier? Let's get a bit more magical.
The big question. I've been thinking about this since we started.
Right then. If you had the choice, do you wish you could speak every language in the world? Or do you wish you could fly? Think carefully.
Fly. Definitely fly. Imagine avoid the London Underground during rush hour. No more crowded trains or delays. I could just jump off my balcony and fly over the Big Ben to get to work. It would be absolutely brilliant. I'd save so much time and see the world from the clouds. And you, Anna? Are you joining me in the sky?
As much as I'd love to fly, I think I'd choose the languages. Imagine going to Spain or Japan or Brazil and being able to talk to everyone perfectly. No more confusion at restaurants. You'd understand the culture, the jokes, and the heart of the people. To me, that's the real superpower.
That's a very deep and practical answer, Anna. Speaking every language, you'd be a real bridge between cultures. But let's get back to the real world for a moment, or at least a version of it. Ahem. Here is a funny scenario for you. If you could have any job in the world for just 1 week, what would it be? Remember, it's only for 7 days, so you don't have to worry about the long-term stress.
I've had this dream many times. If I could pick any job, I'd love to be a professional luxury bed tester for a top hotel in London. Can you imagine? My only task would be to sleep in the most expensive, comfortable beds, order fancy room service, and then write a tiny report about how fluffy the pillows are. Absolute bliss. No emails, no meetings, just naps.
Anna, that isn't a job. That's just a very expensive holiday. You really do love your rest, don't you?
Guilty as charged. But what about you, James? You're always so active. I bet your 1-week job involves a bit more movement.
You're right. I think I'd like to be a royal gardener at Buckingham Palace for a week. I'd love to see the private gardens, look after the flowers, and maybe, just maybe, have a quick cup of tea with the king in the afternoon. It would be so peaceful to work outside with nature, even if it's just for a few days.
That sounds lovely, James. Very British and very sweet. But even without a new job, we can change things, can't we? If you had a magic wand right now, what is the first thing you would change about your daily routine?
Let me think. I think I would change my alarm clock. I wish I could wake up at 10 o'clock every morning instead of 7. I am not a morning person, Anna. The world starts far too early for me. I'd love to have a slow morning with a newspaper and a proper breakfast before starting work.
I think many of our listeners agree with you there. Oh, James, waking up at 10 sounds like a dream for everyone. But it makes me think about our final topic for today. Is your dream to live a quiet life with a pet dog? Or do you want to be a big cheese? You know, a very important person in a big, busy city. Which one is truly better?
That is a brilliant question, Anna. A big cheese. I love that expression. It sounds very grand, doesn't it? Being a CEO, having a big office in a skyscraper in London, and making huge decisions every day. Some people love that energy. They want to be famous, rich, and always busy. But honestly, the older I get, the more I like the small cheese life.
I think I'm a medium cheese. I like being busy, but I also need my peace and quiet.
Exactly. For me, the ultimate dream is a quiet life. I want a friendly dog, maybe a golden retriever or a lab, and a garden where I can grow my own vegetables. I think true happiness is about the small things, like a perfect cup of tea or a walk in the woods. I don't need to be the Prime Minister to feel successful. What about you, Anna? Are you dreaming of a corner office?
Not at all. My dream is simply to be happy and healthy. If I have a cozy home, a few good friends, and the chance to travel once a year, I am the luckiest person in the world. I think we sometimes forget that success doesn't always mean money. Sometimes success is just achieving a small goal, like finally learning how to bake that cake or speaking a new language.
Well said, Anna. Well said. It's been so much fun talking about our dreams today. From winning the lottery and buying posh houses, to flying over London and being royal gardeners. We've covered a lot of ground.
We really have. And before we finish, let's look at some of the great British expressions we use today. We talked about a staycation, which is a holiday in your own country. We use the term big cheese for an important person. And we mentioned a magic wand for when we want to change something instantly. It's so useful to practice these, isn't it?
Absolutely. Repetition is the key to learning. Now, to our lovely listeners, we have one final challenge for you. Think about your life. If you could have any job for just 1 week, what would it be? Or maybe, what is your small dream for this month? Please, don't be shy. Write your answer in the comments below. We read every single one, and it really makes our day to hear from you.
Yes, please do. Sharing your dreams makes them feel more real. It's the first step to making them come true. Thank you so much for joining us today on ClueSpeak. You are doing a fantastic job with your English, and we are very proud of you for practicing with us.
Indeed. Keep dreaming big, but don't forget to enjoy the small moments too. We'll be back very soon with another conversation to help you on your journey.
Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheerio!
Goodbye, everyone. See you soon.